Self-improvement is a topic that's become more popular in recent years, so I thought I would make a video on it. What's interesting about self-improvement is when people gravitate towards these topics, they tend to focus on areas that they are more comfortable in or that they have more experience with. So for one person, that might be working out at the gym, or another example could be just training or learning new skills. So these are very obvious areas. You could think of them almost immediately when it comes to the topic of self-improvement. But there's a lot of other areas in this space, and some of these areas, honestly, this sounds kind of scary, but there are people in this world that go through their whole lives not knowing how to, or not being self-aware enough to improve in the areas that they need to improve the most. So one example of this could be if someone had a drinking problem and it was affecting their sleep, it was affecting their decision making and their quality of life, or even their health. Now, this person might be very fit. They might go to the gym, they may play tennis, they may eat relatively healthy, but this one bad habit could significantly affect the quality of their life, and then they may not be aware just how damaging it can be, especially if their immediate social circle of people, this might just be relatively a normal hobby for them. So another example I can give is emotional regulation. There is a stereotype, especially I think for men, that men are like stones and just have this perfect emotional regulation. They can just work like a robot and they don't really get upset. Of course, that's ridiculous, right? Because you have similar stereotypes about women, like women are highly emotional, but of course there's exceptions to this. And there's probably many more exceptions than we know for men who are too emotional. And I think that it's an underrated topic, it's an undiscussed topic in the area of self-development. So it really needs more attention drawn to it. This is because if you struggle with good emotional regulation, what you might find is that your decision making can be vastly impacted in a negative way. This could affect areas of your life such as social life, career, diet, bad habits, and it can also be affected to how you approach dopamine, which is a chemical in your brain that kind of makes you feel happier. So if people haven't really looked into this topic, or they haven't become more self-aware, what you'll find is they might just be naturally drawn to activities that give them a dopamine high, but that might not necessarily be a positive impact on their life. And obviously we can't just live like a robot. Sometimes you need to relax, you need to have fun. But I think that there's definitely certain people out there who might want to be a little bit more mindful about all the different things that can hijack your dopamine receptor system to the point where they become addictive. So I guess some of the most obvious examples, I already mentioned alcohol, that's a really big one. But of course you've got smoking, you've got vaping now, which might be even worse than smoking when it comes to the dopamine cycle, because it's just easier to do, and it might be easier to become addicted to it, especially considering just how addictive nicotine can be. But there's also other less obvious ones. So I think sex can be a very big one that people are not aware of because they just think it's natural. But if you think about it too much or you do the activity too much, I think it can definitely not necessarily be healthy depending on your background or how well you kind of manage the urges. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're gonna like and subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment and I'll reply. And please stay tuned for the next video where we're going to talk about a very exciting aspect of self-improvement. Bye.